Hello friends, and welcome to KnowledgeEra. Today, we are going to talk about a country whose president was allegedly taken from his own home. That country is Venezuela, and the president is Nicolás Maduro, who according to reports, was captured by the United States. Now, the biggest thing to understand here is that lifting the president of any sovereign nation from his home is not an easy task. Something, or someone, must definitely be behind it. And many of you must be thinking the same thing. So today, I am going to share my perspective on this entire matter. Let me be very clear from the beginning. What I am saying is only my prediction, not a confirmed fact. However, I will definitely give you the reasons behind this thinking. And if you also feel the same way, do let me know in the comments. Now look, the biggest reason behind this entire matter is oil. Everyone knows this. Donald Trump wanted complete control over it, and Nicolás Maduro always stood against that control. Venezuela was building strong relations with China and was actively trading oil with them, and this was something Trump did not like at all. The reason is simple. During the 90s and the early 2000s, Venezuela's biggest trading partner was the United States. Venezuelan oil is mostly heavy crude, and U.S. Gulf Coast refineries were specially designed to process this type of oil. During that time, Venezuela 2 million barrels of oil per day to the United States. It was a golden period for both countries, where trade and revenue were steady and strong. Everything changed in 2019 when the United States imposed strict sanctions on Venezuela's state-owned oil company, PDVSA. This was the biggest shock. PDVSA was placed on the SDN, or Specially Designated National List. Under these sanctions, all Venezuelan assets present in the U.S., including the refining company Citgo, were frozen. U.S. companies were allowed to buy Venezuelan oil, but they were not allowed to pay the Maduro government directly. The money was deposited into blocked accounts, which Venezuela could not access. On top of that, Venezuelan crude is very heavy and requires naphtha and diluents, specific chemicals used during the refining process. The U.S. banned the export of these chemicals, making oil production and exports extremely difficult. When all these crises hit at once, Venezuela's oil trade and overall economy were severely affected. Venezuela's economy started collapsing because nearly 95% of its economy was, and still is, dependent on oil. After U.S. sanctions, Venezuela began facing massive losses. To survive, China became Venezuela's biggest buyer. Today, nearly 80 to 85% of Venezuela's oil goes to China's teapot refineries. Due to sanctions, Venezuelan oil was often routed through countries like Malaysia, with its origin relabeled to bypass restrictions. India's role also became limited during this period. India has always been an important customer of Venezuelan oil, especially private companies like Reliance and Nayara Energy. However, between 2020 and 2022, Indian companies stopped purchasing Venezuelan crude due to fear of U.S. sanctions. Later, in 2023-2024, when the U.S. showed some flexibility, India resumed oil imports from Venezuela. But the real question is, why did the U.S. suddenly show flexibility? The truth is, the U.S. always imposed sanctions according to its own interests, but Maduro never obeyed U.S. pressure. He continued trading with other countries, and Trump did not like this at all. This is why strong actions were taken against him. To understand the internal politics behind this, it is possible that Trump took help from Venezuela's opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado. Many of you may wonder why. In 2024, Trump made a statement saying he wanted the Nobel Peace Prize. People were speculating whether he might receive it. But instead, the Nobel Peace Prize went to Venezuela's opposition leader Maria Corina Machado, shocking many. Not only that, she later gave a statement saying she wanted to share her Nobel Prize with Donald Trump. Now try to understand this with an example. Imagine there is an international race with participants from many countries, and we don't personally know any of them. If I win that race and receive a prize, whom would I share it with? My family, my country, or my president, not a foreign competitor. And if I ever did share it with someone else, it would only be if that person had helped me win. If you understand my point, it clearly suggests that Trump had a role in helping Maria Corina Machado gain international recognition. This indicates that Trump also played a role in Maduro's capture. But that is not the only reason. Machado has always claimed that she wants democracy in Venezuela and has openly called Maduro a dictator. She supported stronger U.S. actions against Maduro to remove what she called a dictatorship. Now, removing a dictator could have been done peacefully, by winning elections or by improving public trust, but instead she openly encouraged U.S. intervention. Her alignment did not stop there. She also wanted to build strong ties with Israel. During the Israel-Iran conflict, she publicly posted her full support for Israel, saying that Israel's struggle is Venezuela's struggle. Now, you might ask, what does Israel have to do with Venezuela? The answer is simple. Israel and the United States have very strong relations, And if someone wants to align with Trump, they must also maintain good relations with America's allies, including back in 2019, Machado even stated that only foreign military intervention could change Venezuela's political power. That statement now seems very important. Because if Maduro is removed through foreign intervention, Machado could become president in the next election. It appears that what she said in 2019 was executed years later. Foreign military forces entered Venezuela, and Maduro was captured. Now another question arises. If elections are still far away, then what happens next? The answer is simple. When a country's president is under the control of another country, no nation will stay silent. To secure his release, that country will have to accept conditions. And during this time, policies will be reshaped according to external interests. By the time elections arrive, Maria Corina Machado would have already built a strong narrative inside the country. The U.S. self-initiative would support her openly or indirectly, and eventually, she could win and become president. If that happens, the U.S. develops several different batteries, would gain control over Venezuela's oil refineries. Not just oil. Venezuela's vast natural resources like gold, iron, freshwater, battery materials, and more would also come under influence. This would fulfill Trump's mission and Machado's dream of becoming president. So from my point of view, Maria Corina Machado is the key reason behind Maduro's capture. These are not the only points, there are many more, but covering everything would take much more time. I have shared some direct links and observations that connect U.S. actions with Machado's statements. Now it's your turn. What do you think about this entire situation? Do let me know in the comments. I am only sharing my point of view. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. I will keep bringing more such content.